Hi, I'm Tanya Peterson with the Anxiety-Schmanxiety blog on HealthyPlace.com. When it comes to anxiety, something that is incredibly important but we tend to lose sight of is perspective. Our perspective is how we view anxiety. How do we think about it? What place does it have in our life? Now, anxiety is something typically that people don't want. I know that I didn't want it. So our perspective tends to be pretty negative. We view it as an ogre, or we view it as something that is holding us back, keeping us chained down. It's controlling our thoughts and our emotions. So everything tends to be negative, and that's okay because anxiety isn't a fun thing that we love to have. But when our perspective is so negative, our thoughts stay there. Our emotions go there, and our actions are affected because of those thoughts and emotions. Everything is, I'm stuck. Anxiety is awful. It's controlling me. It's keeping me from enjoying a social situation, or it's making me feel like I'm incompetent, or whatever anxiety is telling you. When that's your focus, when that's your perspective, that's where you stay. We all do. It's something that all of us deal with when we're struggling with anxiety. Shifting that perspective is a really powerful way to manage your anxiety and begin the journey of rising past it, transcending that anxiety. Shifting our perspective affects how we think about anxiety, and it's not an instant cure. It doesn't mean that if we start thinking about it differently, all of a sudden we're going to be anxiety free. But that's not the point. It's part of the process of liberating ourselves from that terrible anxiety that's holding us back. So if you shift your perspective, it doesn't mean you have to like anxiety or pretend that it isn't affecting you, but it's seeing it a little bit differently, and especially seeing your relationship with it a little bit differently. A metaphor that I like that explains it really well actually comes from a song. I remember it from when I was a kid. It's called Without Clouds. And the song went something like this. I'm not going to sing it because I cannot sing and you don't want to hear me sing. But the lyrics were, without clouds, the rain can't wash the land. And it went on from there and had similar metaphors. And it was about flowers growing, and it all had to do with those clouds. And those clouds were a metaphor for bad things in our life, like anxiety. So if you are the flower growing, that's your shifted perspective. Anxiety is doing you a favor. It's watering you. It's making you grow. It's making you stronger. It's making you a separate entity. The cloud's up here, and you're the flower, and you're growing. Then you're taking that rain, and you're soaking it in. What kind of flower are you? When you grow, what are you growing toward? Never mind the cloud. Other than that, it's strengthening you. But your perspective has shifted from that cloud to you as the flower. And how are you going to blossom and grow? So think about that as your perspective. Focus on yourself, the flower. In the description box to this video, there's a link to the post on HealthyPlace, and I use another metaphor to discuss shifting perspective. So take a look at that. It'll give you another perspective, another idea, in addition to the cloud. So thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.